Welcome to the HMO Property Podcast, where we connect, educate and inspire the UK's HMO property community. So stop what you're doing, sit back, relax and enjoy the story. What's up, HMO Nation, and welcome to another episode of the HMO Property Podcast with me, Rupert Wallace, in association with hmohub.co.uk. In this episode, we're interviewing successful HMO property investor John Colclough. John is going to take us on his HMO property investment journey, including the ups, the downs, the highs, and the lows. John's been investing in HMOs since 2016. He's completed over 65 HMO projects, currently houses 233 tenants. Now let's jump straight in. John, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, Rupert. It's an honour to be invited.
Great to have you here. John, before we dive into the details, tell us about yourself, your background, before you got into HMO property.
Okay, so before I got into property, I was a mechanic, but it's basically a service engineer on tail lifts and shutter doors on commercial vehicles. So that was 13 years of my pre-career.
Wow. So pre-property, that was you full-time working for somebody else?
Yes, correct. Yes, I was doing between 65 and 95-hour weeks on call-outs.
Wow. In Stoke?
I was based in Stoke. I was a home-based engineer. But my main prime area was Birmingham. Because my office was based in London, in Essex, then I was on call. I was a home-based engineer. I covered as far down as Rugby and as far north as Scotland if needs to be. So I was just sort of sent where was needed.
No wonder you were doing 95-hour weeks.
Yes.
And how often were you hitting up Scotland?
It used to be, in the first time working with them, it used to be sort of once a month. So they used to sort of bulk load all the services. I used to go up for like 2 or 3 days, sort of get the jobs done and then come back.
Man, driving to Scotland, not in love with that idea.
Yeah. I didn't realise the size of Scotland. I was in Glasgow and my boss said, hey, do you mind doing me a job in Scotland while you're there? Going, yeah, of course. So he sent me the job and it was in Inverness. That is a fair way difference. So I think now I know Scotland's a big country than what I realised.
Any ideas how many miles you managed to rack up in that time?
I wouldn't even know, mate. Like I say, the sort of van mileage was sort of rocking up year on year, loads and loads.
Wow, man. Not good for your body as well in the long term, that.
No, not at all. I used to, for example, be in sort of Rugby. On the way home, I used to get a call from my boss, for example, say, oh, can you do me a job on your way home? Bear in mind I'm in Stoke-on-Trent. He says, can you do a job on the way home in Liverpool? Which I have to drive past Stoke. I go, yeah, okay. I do a job in Liverpool. Bear in mind the office is shut. I used to get a phone call from the call centre. Oh, John, where are you? Liverpool. On your way home, can you go back to Rugby? I'm like, well, junction 15, yeah, whatever. So in between, I used to drive past Stoke. I used to pick my girlfriend up and then she used to come with me.
Wow, man. How did you enjoy that?
I think she was coming more for the comfort, or otherwise you might never see me.
Oh, God, yeah. I'm not surprised, man, on 95-hour weeks.
You're awake as well, I suppose.
She sounds like a diamond. Sounds like a diamond.
Really good.
Good stuff, man. Cool. So that was pre-HMO property. And, I mean, before that, did you come straight out of school and do an apprenticeship, or what was your story?
No, basically when I was at school at 12, I sort of saw my parents in a bit of debt, and I don't know if anyone can relate, but I think, and that's why I talk in schools now, I think that everyone's in a family cycle. Like your parents might have been in debt, their parents were in debt, and I saw this as not what I wanted. And from that point at 12 years old, I wanted to understand, if I can't afford it, I can't have it. And that's what I was trying to get at. So buying and started at school. I was doing crisps and chocolates and all things on the playground. Bit of a, well, I mean, you might say entrepreneur now. I left school. I did designer clothes, and then I went on to sort of damaged cars, and then I was progressing, and I just didn't realise that it was an entrepreneur. All in my head, I said, if I can't afford it, I can't have it. So when I left school at 15 and a half, because I was an early school leaver, all my friends were getting finance. Same again, I'm all around the same people. They got finance on a motorbike, TS50 and scooters. Like, I went to the shop and bought a motorbike for cash. It was £1,085 for a little DT50. And it was ace. I felt like I achieved something at 15 and a half.
Wow, man. I mean, that's a proper entrepreneurial start to life.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Where did you get that from?
I don't think I did. I just think I got it from seeing my parents in stress. From sort of someone knocking on the door to pay 50 pence a week, to me going, this isn't right. I'm not sure why it clicked. I just saw this as, I don't want this. And that's what happened because my sister's 11 months younger than me. She was exactly the same. So she went down the same route as my parents. So she saw that cycle as normal, where I saw it as not. And I'm not sure why.
You've got some creativity, man. I'm really impressed.
Hopefully.
Okay, John, tell us how you got into the world of HMO property investing.
Okay, so a lot of people may know or seen your previous podcast with my old business partner, Nick Leveland. And to be fair, that's how I got into it. I didn't know about it. It was something like, in my head, work hard, save the money, buy a house. Work hard, save the money, buy a house, right? And it was just sort of my first house I bought for my sister. And that's all I knew. And as soon as I met Nick, then he showed me what he was doing. Buying a house, sort of carving it up and sticking 3 or 4 people in. I didn't even know it was HMO. So it was literally, it was thankful to Nick, just sort of, we met up through a mutual contact, and he sort of opened my knowledge doors maybe.
Got it. And that relationship, that developed over a few months before you actually did anything. How long did you get to know him?
Yeah, I think we first started chatting around about April 15, I want to say. And then sort of Nick was in the Navy. Most people know. He came out of the Navy. We met up. It was around about August the 15. He was buying a end terrace to a 5-bed HMO. Obviously, I'm like, well, what the hell is this? Well, let me have a look. And then Nick got a 48-hour sort of notice to go to America on a post in the sub. So he had to go to Scotland, sort his stuff out, get on the sub to Portsmouth or Plymouth. I'm not sure which one it was. And then from there, he had to go to America. So me and Nick have been chatting for a few months before. He's gone, John, I'm in trouble. I've actually gone and got a HMO. I've employed my tradesman, and I'm going away for 6 weeks underwater. I'm like, oh, he said, am I okay giving you my keys and giving you sort of my money? I'm like, yeah, that's fine. Let's have a holiday. But no, seriously. And then I just sort of got on with it. I think that helped me to learn the process.
Mm-hmm. Sounds like a great partnership that to begin with. I mean, ultimate trust is number one, right?
Oh, definitely, yeah. And I think Nick said, well, when he got to America, he was that stressed because sort of when you come from underwater, as you know, sort of no signal, no reception, you're sort of away from the world. He said he was stressing because he just couldn't give this random guy, really. I think I met him twice face to face. He's going to give me his money, give me his keys. He hasn't got a clue what's going on because he's got no contact with the outside world. But when he came back up, he was checking all his emails, and he was getting a lot of emails from his trade saying, Nick, it's gone pear-shaped, John's a nightmare. Thinking, oh, what have I done? But then further down, because these tradesmen were contacting him first, further down, I went and sacked his tradesman, so I got my own tradesman in, and the project was done, finished, and fully tenanted. But by the time he got up in America, so he was like, oh no, whew, thank God for that. Do you know what I mean? It's that bit of a, and it was a massive trust, really. That's what it comes down to.
I bet opening his emails for that first time was fascinating.
Yeah, it must be stressful.
John, what was holding you back from getting into HMOs?
I think it was just sort of lack of knowledge, sort of lack of understanding. I wasn't aware of HMOs. I don't think if from being a normal person like I was from a council estate, whatever, then HMOs aren't on a council estate. It's normally the rough and tough, the drugs and the fighting, right? And sort of benefit. That's what I'm from. And as soon as I met Nick, Nick opened my eyes to this thing called a house share, HMO, co-living, whatever it's called. So it was just literally sort of lack of knowledge and understanding.
Got it. Perfect. A common answer. Most people
Yeah,
don't, you don't know what you don't know, and you don't know what's out there. So
exactly.
knowledge is a valid answer.
Yeah, knowledge is power.
Knowledge is power. John, tell us about your very first HMO property deal. What it was bought for, what you spent on it,
Yeah.
how many tenants in the end, what it was worth at the end.
Okay. So let me clarify that question. Is that one that we've done for clients because we've done a lot for clients, or is that one that we are done or doing ourselves?
Let's do whether it was for a client or for yourself, your very first HMO transaction that you were involved in, that you managed everything from start to
Yeah.
finish.
Okay. So the very first one was a problem, but we sourced it. It was an end Victorian terrace in an area that they weren't fully understanding, but we saw other people buying that area, so we thought, okay, it's a good area. That was purchased for, God, it was a while ago now. Let me get my numbers straight. I think Tom Henry was purchased for about 100,000. It was an end Victorian terrace. It was converted to a 6-bed, 5 ensuite and 1 off suite. The renovation was 48 to 50k back on the this was out 2016. It was revalued later that year for 180, and
Oh,
since then we bought about 7 in the same street.
brilliant. Brilliant. Okay. So revaled at 180, 6 tenants. What did it cash flow?
It was cash flow net at about 1,200 per month. That's after all bills and my lettings fees and nothing else.
Winner, winner. Love it. John, how has HMOs and HMO investing changed your life?
I think it can be a bit of a big, massive answer, so I'll try and narrow it down for you. But I think it's changed my life just because of the cash flow, and that can be from sourcing the HMOs, from doing the consulting on the HMOs, or starting to buy your own HMOs. So there's quite a lot of answers that could be answered there. But for me, it's allowed me to sort of no longer work for somebody else. I was working in my own company. So I think the biggest thing is allowing me to work on my own time, from doing 65 to 90-hour weeks, or 95 it was in the end, to doing maybe 150 hours on my own business, because we tend to always work more on our own business. But that's the biggest life change for me. Now, obviously, I can go and see my niece when she's going to a concert. Now I can go for that meal, where before I was tied into somebody else.
Sounds pretty life-changing to me.
Definitely. It gave me time back, really.
Perfect. And what's your favorite part of HMO property investing?
My favourite part is getting the results. And what I mean by that is carving a building up. When someone can't see what you can see, they haven't got your vision or image, and you go, look, this is how we do it. Whether we go on floor plan and carve that up and show them, or whether that may be like a local, like a big neighbours, let's just say, they are signing a petition against you, and then you come out the other end and get the result you wanted. So no, I'm a numbers person and results sort of driven.
Sound pretty creative as well.
Yeah, definitely. That's what I enjoy doing. So making
Like,
something work,
like seeing a project come together?
definitely, 100%. I think that comes from being an engineer. You like to fix things. And that's same with the property. If it's down, distressed, needs work, you've got to take walls out, steels, extensions, whatever it may be, then that's a problem that we need to create a solution for.
Problem solvers, we are 100%. Okay, John, we've talked about the past, but before we move on to the present and your future plans in HMO property, let's take a minute to thank our sponsors.
Are you looking for an effortless HMO mortgage experience? If that's a yes, there's only one place to go: www.thehmomortgagebroker.co.uk, the UK's #1 specialist HMO mortgage broker. They're so specialised that they don't do anything else. HMO mortgages, HMO remortgages and HMO bridging. That's it. They have access to every HMO lender out there, and even some exclusive products not available to other brokers. With lightning fast service and A1 communication, they're easily the best HMO broker in town. So to experience HMO lending made easy, go to www.thehmomortgagebroker.co.uk today.
John, fast forwarding to the present day, tell us about your current portfolio in a bit more detail.
Okay, yeah, so our portfolio, it hasn't really scaled massively, that's in my own head. I think a lot of people think I aren't as far as I want to be. So I'll give you a quick overview. So I've got a couple of singlets in my portfolio, a couple of singlets in the company, but the HMOs, because we've done 65 for clients, my driver's cash flow. And I was trying to get the cash flow built. So regarding HMOs, I've got one under renovation now. That's a nightclub. It's all carved up, but it's going to be a 22 unit scheme. That's a 7-bed HMO, an 11-bed HMO, 2 1-bed flats and 2 studios at the rear. So that's one of the projects. The other one of the larger ones that I'm doing is an old club. Same again, it's going to be a club converted to 17-bed HMO with sort of mezzanine sort of bed decks. And I'm really excited about these. These do take a long time, but this is where I'm currently going. So once what I've got now, once that's completed, it'll be a GDV about 3 million on the portfolio. So it's not as far as I wanted it to be, but I think I'm getting there.
No, fantastic. A lot of people go into the HMO business and they do get stuck for cash flow. So I do admire what you have done in terms of generating liquidity, because liquidity gives you buying power, and buying power means you can make good decisions. So no, I fully commend you for going down that route. John, next up, tell us about your single number one best HMO investment to date.
I think I'll base this on our own deals. I think it's the one that we're doing now, where it's a purchase of 260. The conversion is just under 600, and the GDV will be the estimated 1.1. I think it's going to be a little bit higher, but I'm working on the worst case scenario. And that's about 40%. I think I'll return on investment. It's going to give, including the maintenance, the voids, the lettings fees, the cleaning, all these fees that we've got on our spreadsheets. It's going to give us just under £4,500 a month.
Wow, that's pretty powerful in one place. Yeah, that's really powerful. We've done a few similar deals ourselves. We've done lots of 10 beds, or a few 22 beds. And one even bigger than that. And we love doing the big deals now. But the only reason why you can do the big deals is because you have the experience. 100%. You know, you've got 65 projects worth of experience that you have personally managed all the way through start to finish. I mean, I'm sure you've had a million different problems that you've all had to solve, which means when you find something massive, you're like, okay, this is just a combination of all the previous problems that I've solved.
Exactly, and I think ongoing, I think because my head's so in a positive mindset, I always expect a problem. If I don't get a problem, great, but if I do get a problem, I'm always expecting it.
It's a good place to be, ready to execute on potential problems. Yes. It's much better like that than going, oh, this is all going to be hunky dory.
Exactly, 100%.
John, tell us about one significant mistake that you've made in your HMO business that by sharing you would help others avoid.
Yeah, so the first mistake was the first one that we did, as I said before. And the problem was that we were sort of wet behind the ears, let's just call it. It was my second one because sort of Nick's was the first one, a bit of a test of why he was away. The first one for clients was the first deal, and the problem was sort of we underestimated the conversion cost. It wasn't massive. So what we had to do, and this is where your Aussie ethics and morals come in, and I felt sick because I undervalued things. It was round about £10,000 on the top of my head now. So I'm like, so that return on investment that I told that client, let's just say for argument's sake, 25%.
Yeah.
It was on 10 grand less. Now it might be 19%. I'm making numbers up, but
yeah.
Example. So I physically felt sick. I'm like, what we're going to do? And we had a chat with Nick. I went, Nick, the only thing we can do is sort of give them the money back. So their sourcing fee, I've got our heavy sourcing fee back. So that pays for part of the sort of loss that we've created here. And we also did the project management for free. So then sort of we gave back that 10K that we're under. And then I felt a lot better. Yes, it took time. Yes, we didn't get paid, but it's a learning curve, right? And that's what we did. We made their numbers work how we told them they were going to work.
That's good. And I bet that goes such a long way in the community. I bet you got some additional business off the back of that.
Yeah, 100%. And like I say, there's a lot of people that are obviously unethical out there, but same again, all they're doing is working on their ethics, morals, and needs.
Mm.
And my ethics and morals always, if I owe someone something, so they will get it back at some point. If I have to say, I'm sorry, I've made a mistake, let me make a payment plan, then they will get it back. Well, whether I have to get a job, they will get it back.
Very credible, and also a really good mistake to own up to, John, because no doubt there are some other HMO sourcing agents out there that are taking a much shorter term view. Maybe they want to get, just some cash in their back pocket, and the thing is they'll lose in the long term.
And I've had quite a few phone calls the past few months as well that people are charging sourcing fees, they're paying the money, then they change their mind because of the wrong area or the numbers were wrong, and what they want and is their 5k back, as an example.
Yeah.
And they try to go, no, sorry, you signed it, so you signed this claim saying you're happy. And for me, I'm like, £5,000 for your business. And if someone said I need 100k back, yeah, I'll have to pay over time, but a lot of these sources aren't putting a value on their business. And for 5k, social media will rip you a new one.
Yeah, totally. Totally a good thing to remember. Well, let's hope a few people listening to this podcast maybe take something from that. I'm sure there'll be someone out there that does.
Yes.
John, tell us about your HMO portfolio plans for the next 12 months.
Next 12 months, I'm just looking to get these two done at the moment. We have got 9 projects on at the moment, so 7 are for clients. And that's the same as we've always done, sourced, converted, and let. That's just the nice and bread and butter things we do in Stoke. But what I'm quite excited, to be honest, because all of this HMO sort of banding that's coming in, a lot of people are scared. I'm quite excited. And the way I see it, and this is my opinion.
Are we talking about council tax banding?
Yeah, literally, yeah. Obviously, I'm quite excited about that because a lot of people are seeing that as it's a thing to sort of not get into HMOs. It's scary. I'm going to lose cash flow. But the way I see it, it's the same as VAT. A lot of people try to hold back when they're getting towards the VAT threshold in the business. But sort of why not drive through it, see the opportunities? There's going to be a lot of people that are selling off stock. Oh, I've been banded, I'm selling. That creates opportunity. If that comes in, there's going to be a lot of good deals out there. And all I say is just basically scale your operation. If you've got 10, it might be a problem. If you've got 110, and it's not so much of a problem anymore. So just scale through it.
Nice.
That's my opinion.
Excellent. Some good plans. And how about, apart from building the portfolio, is there anything else that you're up to in property that you'd like to share with HMO Nation?
Yeah, I've got a few things going on. I've just created a community, a community like where we meet up every month. You've got all the nice accountability. And what I've been to a lot of networking and masterminding, and I wanted to create something that was affordable, very affordable, on a monthly subscription. There's no tie-in because I believe in the high value. And I wanted to bring this in as we are creating a community, not just a network, and that's called Homies. I think it's got a nice, quirky.
I've heard about this. Tell us more.
Yeah, so like I say, we want to create a sort of one day, sort of full day. Like we all come together, whatever the location, we mastermind, we iron out problems, we do a bit of a deal analyzer if you've got a few problems. We've got a private Facebook group, private WhatsApp group, and we can have like this now, a live call if any problems occur. And it's £100 a month, right? It's very affordable.
Wow.
And that's what I want to create. People say I should charge more, but I want to create a great value, very affordable, where we can all help and grow together.
Fantastic.
Well,
I'll make sure we link that up on our website. John, what advice would you give current HMO landlords?
Current, I'd just say work on your numbers. A lot of phone calls I'm getting now is literally going back to that council tax banding and Section 24, Clause 24. All these different changes in the market. A lot of current HMO landlords are a bit concerned of the market, about Brexit, a lot of valuers. I'd just say if you're happy, if your cash flow is still there, just sort of sit tight, ride the wave, and then see what comes out the other end. There isn't no point getting scared at the moment. As long as you've got your cash flow, sit tight and wait.
You got it, man. And how about any advice you'd give to people who are looking to get into HMO property investing for the very first time?
Definitely. So people who are looking to get in, I'd say work your numbers. Definitely work your numbers. Worst case scenario, don't go to a broker with overinflated numbers, because they'll only work on your numbers that you give them. If you say the value is going to be 100 grand, they'll put that in your sheet to get financed, and then it comes in at 20 grand. I know it's a bit hypothetical, but then you're liable for that. Work your numbers on the worst case scenario. Definitely, and 100% sort of find the right team. Don't jump into bed with anyone just because they are there. Get to know everyone you work with.
There's a lot of buzz around HMOs for the last few years, and there's a lot of people who have been burnt. So I think that's a really, really good bit of advice. Yes. And maybe even take some professional advice from people that have been there before. Maybe even join a community. Who knows?
And maybe another bit of advice is, one of my joint venture partners came to me, sort of, we've been chatting for nine months roughly. We've met each other, we're happy, we've had a coffee, we've had a beer, and we all get on, right? But even that, make sure your documents are in place. If that party dies, what happens? It's a bit of a dark subject, but get all the answers out from day one. And the biggest thing that you can do is talk to each other and say, are you happy? And if I get my accountant or get my lawyer to do my checks on you. A lot of people go, no. If your partner isn't happy for you to get your lawyer or accountant to do full background checks, then I think there's a problem.
Good advice. Like that, John. Last up, before we sign off, I'd like you to give one great HMO resource or book that you'd like to share. Then let HMO Nation, finally, before we sign off, I'd like you to recommend one great HMO resource or book. Then let HMO Nation know how they can get in touch with you, and then we'll say goodbye.
Great stuff. So I'm probably going to do two, sorry. But one of the best books, and this is not a physical book that you need to buy, if you're doing HMOs in your area, call your council, get their book and their guidance on the regulations of your area. That is probably the best book that you need to understand first of all. Because even though you've got national minimum standards, say 6.52 at the moment, obviously your council maybe 10. That is the best guidance book, especially when you're starting out, or if you want to expand, that's the one. The one that's not HMO, but I think is very worth reading, is Dr. John DeMartini. It's called The Values Factor. And it's understanding people's values, who you're working with. That'll be very valuable. So it comes down to, how do you incentivize people? That can be your builder, it can be your staff. Because as you grow, you might need staff. But how do you incentivize them? So I'd say definitely one is the council's guidelines. I don't know if anyone's shared that before. And Dr. John DeMartini, The Values Factor. Perfect.
And how about if HMO Nation want to get in touch with you, John? How can they do that?
Yeah, they can either go on my website, contact me through there, www.pegasuspg.com. You can contact my email, it's info@pegasuspg.com, and we can have a chat there. Or you can either come through yourself, and I have got a YouTube channel that I answer everyone's email.
You have? I've seen it. It's very good. We'll make sure, John, that we share all those links to all your profiles on your dedicated podcast show notes page. John, it's been a pleasure. Thanks for sharing your journey. We salute you. Let's get an HMO high five. And we look forward to seeing you soon. Thanks, John.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for joining us. If you've enjoyed this and want more informational, educational and inspirational HMO property content, then please hit the subscribe button and give us a like. See you next time.